When you realize that your husband's looking at pornography, for some ladies, it's like trauma. It's like being in a car wreck. So don't minimize the hurt and pain that you're feeling. The moment you find out that he's looking at pornography, your life can be totally different. It's often not just that it's porn, it's that he has a secret. He lied to you. You feel he didn't trust you to be honest with you. You can feel violated, confused, betrayed, and so much more emotions can run through your spirit, your soul, and your body. I've had ladies convulse on the floor. I've had women cry uncontrollably. I've had them just stare off, feeling trauma, feeling pain. When you realize that your husband's looking at pornography, for some ladies, it's like trauma. It's like being in a car wreck. So don't minimize the hurt and pain that you're feeling. Now, hopefully, you're watching this before you talk to him. Now, however, I realize that might have already happened. If it has, there might be things to clean up. But let me give you some principles as if you just found out, but you're between those two places of knowing and talking, okay? Let me give you some advice. You want to know where to talk about this. This is a decision that it is you deciding where this is going to happen. Unless you walked in and the screen is up and you're seeing it or the movie's on, you don't have a choice. You're going to hit it right then. But if you do have a choice, probably a public place, a quiet public place is way better than addressing it at home. Now, why, Dr. Weiss? Because in public, he's not likely to yell and scream and act like a 4-year-old. In public, he's probably not going to shame you or try to blame you or tell you it's your fault. Okay, he's going to have to be in public norm behavior. At home, there's no rules. You might be hitting his sacred candy jar, and he might defend it. He may prefer it over your relationship, even your marriage. He might be in an immature fog, and you might be subject to a lot of yelling and screaming you don't want to do. So you want to have it set up that you are in a public place. Also, have a plan for you. Drive there separately. Have a potential place for you to stay. So you might want to have a bag packed for a couple of days in your car because it might go poorly. Have a friend or a therapist or someone in your spiritual community, a woman you can talk to afterwards. You definitely want to take care of you because you're going in there thinking, you have, a moral high ground. This is not acceptable behavior. And you're going to try to confront him from where you are. Well, he is in a different place spiritually and emotionally and morally because he's been using the pornography maybe in an addictive way. And so he might actually defend himself, and you're not prepared for that because the way you experience it is totally wrong, okay, unacceptable. Those are real people. Well, he's in a different context, and we have lots of YouTubes to explain that to you. But I don't want you to believe that it's going to go the way you think. So prepare yourself for the worst. If the best happens, a contrite man, I'm sorry, that's wonderful. But usually, the first time you confront him about this, he's going to be more honest. So know the facts that you need to know. If you've already have gone on his history, you already have evidence, have that available. I wouldn't put it on the table the first moment. But if he starts bucking you, you can say, well, here's pictures, here's the links, here's the things you've been looking at. Oh. Okay, here's the things on your phone history, okay? I just pulled a few off. But what do you want to know? That's really, really important because you can give all kinds of meaning. I have a video called Unstuck. It'd be really helpful for you to watch. But you can give all kinds of meaning to this. What you really want to know is, when did this start? Because honestly, ma'am, if he's a sex addict, this started at 12, 13, 14. It started way before you. It's not about you. It's not about your body. It's not about your sex life. It's not how often you have sex. You might want to know how much time is going on. You know, if this is an hour a week or 5 hour a week or 10 hour or 30 hour a week. There are many guys who spend hours a week doing this. You might want to ask him, have you ever tried to stop? Because if he has tried to stop and he's not been successful, well, that's one of the symptoms of an addiction behavior. If he's promised himself, you know, I got to stop this, but I'm not. If this is not your first conversation, well, then you already know that he's tried and failed. That's also a way to know if he has a sexual addiction. And there's lots of YouTubes on our channel about sex addiction. Now, I strongly suggest avoiding the content, the details, the size, the shape, the color, the combination of things that you've seen. That's not going to get you to solving any problems. And please don't compare yourself to those. He's in object sex reality over there, not in relational sex reality. That they're not connected. There's so much information there I could share with you, but please don't compare yourself to what you see. Now, another thing you want to know, does he want to stop? Okay? Really important. Because if he doesn't want to stop, this is not going to be a conversation. This is going to be an ongoing reality of accept my other wife pornography or leave. Okay? Now, I want to caution you. He might want to blame you. Do not take any blame for his choice to objectify women and use women for sexual entertainment and sexual pleasure. That is not on you. If there are issues on the marriage, that doesn't mean a man looks at porn as a solution. Now, someone who has a previous sex addiction or alcoholism or drug addiction, if there is pain in the marriage, they'll return to their own medicine. But oftentimes, this has been going on way before you and since being married. Okay? Now, don't try to push him into promises, okay? Because he's going to say, I promise to stop. That is not a solution, okay? If someone has an addiction, promising to stop and failing is going to happen. Now, if he's like, you know, I promise to say, honey, I appreciate that you want to promise me this, but really what I want is a plan. Because men have a plan when they want to accomplish something. So here's some things in the plan that you might want to have in the plan. Number one, what man will he tell? Men make men. If he's not willing to be accountable, he's not willing to change. So I promise I stop, I'll never do it again is not a good enough thing. And if you accept that, then you have to take responsibility for when you have this conversation 2 months, 2 years, or 20 years from now. If there is no plan, there is no man, there is no change. How will he get help? Will he do telephone counseling? Will he go to an intensive? Will he find out who can help him in his community? You know, will he go to support groups? There's tons of support groups for sex addiction. Some are healthier than others, but will he have a plan to go? He won't get better by himself. He's already made that clear. What material or books will he read on this? And you can say, listen, I'll give you 72 hours. You know, give me a plan on who you're going to see, what books you're going to read, how this is going to be done.